Have you ever stopped to think that the only thing standing between you and success is your own mindset? Every goal you've ever dreamed of, every success you've imagined, it all starts up here, in your mind. But here's the problem. Most people don't even realize they're holding themselves back. You might be doing it right now. You've set limits on yourself, and these limits are dictating how far you think you can go. But what if I told you it's time to break free? What if today was the day you stopped letting fear control you and started taking action toward the life you deserve? Now, don't get me wrong. Fear is a powerful force, but so is belief. The question is, and finally reach the potential you've always known is there, deep down. So, let's dive in, because your breakthrough starts right now. Limiting beliefs are the invisible chains that hold us back. They're those thoughts that say, I'm not smart enough, or I'll never succeed, or I don't deserve that opportunity. These beliefs may have been picked up from childhood or from society's expectations, and we internalize them. For instance, someone might grow up hearing that money is hard to come by, and now, as an adult, they operate with a scarcity mindset, thinking they'll never be financially successful. These beliefs get lodged deep in our subconscious, and they start influencing every decision we make. When an opportunity arises, instead of saying, I can do this, we default to, I probably can't. The problem is, limiting beliefs are self-fulfilling. If you don't believe you can succeed, you're less likely to take risks, which means fewer chances for success. Think about it. How many opportunities have you missed simply because of the narrative playing in your head? A belief like, I'm not good at public speaking, might prevent you from stepping into a leadership role. The issue isn't your ability, but the belief about your ability. What makes this so dangerous is that it becomes a cycle. You believe you can't, so you don't try. And because you don't try, you don't succeed, which reinforces that belief. But here's the catch. Limiting beliefs are just thoughts, not facts. They only have as much power as you give them. If you begin to question them, you start to see cracks in the foundation. What if instead of, I'll never be successful, you told yourself, I'm capable of learning and growing? By challenging these beliefs, you can slowly dismantle them. It's not an overnight process, but it's the key to unlocking your full potential. Fear of failure is one of the biggest obstacles to success. It's that voice in your head that says, what if I try and it doesn't work out? Or, what if I make a fool of myself? But what we often fail to realize is that the fear of failure is more paralyzing than failure itself. The truth is, failure is a natural and necessary part of growth. Think about anyone who has achieved something great, whether it's an athlete, an entrepreneur, or an artist. They all have one thing in common. They've failed many times before they succeeded. They didn't let that fear stop them from trying again. When we're afraid of failing, we tend to play it safe. We stick to what's comfortable, avoiding risks and challenges that could lead to growth. But here's the paradox. Without taking risks, you limit your opportunities for success. Every time you avoid a challenge because you're afraid of failure, you're also avoiding the potential to learn and grow. Think about it like this. If you never make a mistake, you're never really pushing yourself. And without pushing your boundaries, how can you expect to grow? Now, I'm not saying you should aim to fail, but you should reframe how you think about failure. It's not the end, it's feedback. It's life's way of showing you what doesn't work, so you can adjust your strategy and try again. Each failure brings you one step closer to success, but only if you have the courage to learn from it instead of running away. Successful people don't see failure as a dead end. They see it as a stepping stone. So, the next time you face the fear of failure, ask yourself this. What's the worst that could happen? Most often, the worst-case scenario is far less disastrous than we imagine. What's truly damaging is letting the fear of failure stop you from even trying. Inaction is the real enemy, not failure. And here's a final thought. Imagine how much further you'd be in life if you didn't let fear dictate your decisions. What opportunities have you missed because you were too afraid to try? What dreams have you put on hold because the thought of failing felt too overwhelming? It's time to stop letting fear control your life. Take that step forward. Embrace the possibility of failure, and trust that, with each setback, you're learning, growing, and getting closer to your goals. Limiting beliefs are the invisible chains that silently control our lives. They're those thoughts that whisper, "I'm not smart enough," "I'll never succeed," or "I don't deserve that opportunity." Often these beliefs are ingrained from a young age, picked up from family, friends, or society's expectations. For example, if you grew up hearing things like, "Money is hard to come by," you may have developed a scarcity mindset as an adult, always feeling like financial success is out of reach. But here's the key. These limiting beliefs get embedded in our subconscious. They dictate how we react to life's opportunities. When presented with a new challenge, instead of saying, "I can handle this," we might think, "I'm not qualified for this." And the real issue with limiting beliefs is that they become self-fulfilling prophecies. When you don't believe you can succeed, you don't take risks. Without taking risks, your chances for success drop dramatically. And the cycle continues. You believe you can't, so you don't try. And because you don't try, you never see progress. Let's take a practical example. Imagine a person who believes they're terrible at public speaking. Each time they're offered a chance to lead or present, they turn it down, reinforcing the idea that they can't do it. In reality, their ability to speak publicly might be just fine, but the limiting belief holds them back. It's not about their actual skills, but about what they've been telling themselves for years. And that's what makes limiting beliefs so dangerous. They prevent us from trying, which stops us from succeeding. The more you listen to these narratives, the more they hold you back from opportunities that could change your life. So ask yourself, what beliefs have been quietly controlling your decisions? And how can you start to break free from them today? Now that you've identified your limiting beliefs and understand how they hold you back, the next crucial step is taking action to break the cycle. Recognizing the belief is only half the battle. The real transformation comes from consistently challenging these thoughts and acting against them. Every time you make a choice that contradicts your limiting beliefs, you weaken their hold over you. This isn't a one-time process. It's a practice that requires persistence. Start small, but start today. Maybe it's speaking up in a meeting where you'd usually stay silent, or applying for that job you feel underqualified for. Every time you step outside the boundaries of your limiting beliefs, you're rewiring your brain to see new possibilities. It's important to remember that the change won't be instant. You'll have moments of doubt, and that voice of fear might creep back in. But the key is to act anyway. One powerful way to reinforce this is to visualize success. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, imagine how it will feel when you've achieved your goal. Picture yourself thriving in that leadership role, or building that business you've always dreamed of. Visualization isn't just a motivational tool. It's scientifically proven to help train your mind to embrace success instead of fear. Another effective approach is to surround yourself with people who challenge and inspire you. When you're in an environment where growth and risk-taking are the norms, it's much easier to push through your limiting beliefs. These individuals can offer new perspectives and encourage you when your self-doubt kicks in. They become mirrors of what's possible when you let go of fear. Above all, consistency is key. The more you push against your limiting beliefs, the more your confidence will grow. Over time, you'll notice a shift. The voice of doubt will become quieter, and the belief in your potential will become louder. This shift is where real progress happens. Taking action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Without it, limiting beliefs will continue to control your life. So, break the cycle by making a move today, no matter how small, and commit to staying the course. Your future self will thank you. Fear of failure is one of the most powerful forces that can stop you from achieving your true potential. It's that nagging voice in the back of your mind telling you, "What if I fail?" That fear of judgment, rejection, or losing what you've built. But here's the truth. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of it. Every successful person has failed, often more times than they've succeeded. The difference between those who reach their goals and those who don't is that the successful ones keep going, despite their failures. To overcome the fear of failure, you first need to change how you view failure itself. Failure is feedback. It's information that shows you what didn't work, so you can adjust and try again. When you start seeing failure as a stepping stone, not a dead end, it loses its power over you. Embrace it as part of the process. Each time you fail, you're one step closer to figuring out the right path. The fear begins to fade when you understand that every setback is an opportunity for growth. Next, it's essential to build resilience. Resilience is what keeps you moving when the road gets tough. It's the ability to get back up after a fall and push forward with renewed determination. You cultivate resilience by stepping outside your comfort zone. Try something new, something that scares you, and when things don't go as planned, take it as a lesson, not a defeat. The more you push through adversity, the more resilient you become. One powerful tool to combat the fear of failure is focusing on progress over perfection. Too often we get stuck in the mindset that everything has to be perfect before we take action. But perfection is an illusion, and waiting for it leads to procrastination. Instead, focus on consistent, small improvements. Progress, no matter how incremental, builds momentum. Over time, that momentum turns into real results. Remember, the fear of failure never truly goes away, but what changes is your ability to face it head-on. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, who've faced failure and come out stronger on the other side. Read stories of those who succeeded after countless setbacks. Their journeys will remind you that your fear is not unique and that it can be overcome. Lastly, visualize your success. Imagine what life will look like when you achieve your goals. Picture yourself living in that reality. That vision, combined with consistent action, will help pull you through the moments of doubt and fear. You'll start to realize that the reward is far greater than the risk. So, take that first step, no matter how small, and trust that every action you take is bringing you closer to your dreams. Now that we've unpacked the powerful impact of breaking free from limiting beliefs, it's time to put this knowledge into action. Remember, knowledge without action is just a dream, an unfulfilled promise to yourself. I challenge you to take one small step today. Whether it's starting that project you've been postponing, speaking up in a meeting, or even just writing down your goals, make a move that pushes you out of your comfort zone. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but remember, growth happens when you're willing to stretch beyond your current limits. Imagine looking back a year from now and realizing that this moment, this choice, was the catalyst for the change you've been waiting for. So, take that leap. What's stopping you? The only person who can hold you back is yourself. Don't let fear or doubt dictate your future any longer. Today is your day to make a change. Get up, take action, and let's conquer those dreams together.